everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about trigonometric equations. So we have seen equations like ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. These are called the quadratic equations. So what are these actually? Remember, whenever it is the right hand, whatever we are having in the left hand side, this stands for some function. So we are taking this one as fx. So whenever we are having some expression of x like this, that is the function here, we can draw it in a graph. So if we are taking the x-axis and y-axis like this, we can draw it in the graph, say like this. If it is a quadratic equation, the graph of that will be looking like a parabola. And the solutions of this quadratic equation will be the points of intersection of the graph with the x-axis. So the 2 points of intersections will be the 2 roots. So that means we are looking for those values of x for which the expression is becoming 0. And clearly for each point here on the x-axis, the value of the expression is given by the height or the depth at that point. This height, this depth here is fx. So if you are looking for the solutions, that means you are looking for the x for which this expression is becoming 0. So where the expression is becoming 0, it will become 0 on the x-axis. So that's why the points where the graph is intersecting x-axis are the zeros of this equation. So in the same way, in general, if you take any equation of the form fx equals to 0, it will be the same. We have to just draw the graph of fx and we have to see where the graph is intersecting the x-axis. Those points will be the solutions for this equation. Now you see, instead of fx, if you are having the trigonometric functions, say sin x equal to 0, then we have to find the solutions. So the question is where sin x is becoming 0. So again we have to see, we have to find the same thing. We have to draw the graph of sin x like this, and we have to check at which points the graph is intersecting the x-axis. We know that the graph looks like this. So there will be a number of points of intersections, and at each of the point of intersection we are having a solution for this equation sin x equal to 0. So let us see how the actual graph looks and where are the solutions. See, this is a very useful app that is called Desmos, and this is the link for the website. Actually, there is a website called www.desmos.com. Here you have just to write the equation and you will get the graph automatically. So see, this is the graph of sin x, and we can zoom in or zoom out and clearly see the graph. Even we can point out the x-intercepts also. So here you see 0, 0 is one of the x-intercepts. So we can say that x equals to 0 is the root for that equation, sin x equal to 0. Again, pi is one of the intersections, so x equals to pi will be one of the solutions. Then 2 pi, then 3 pi, then 4 pi, and so on, it will be continuing. And also in the negative side, see, it is minus pi comma 0, that means x equals to minus pi, minus 2 pi comma 0, that is x equals to minus 2 pi, and so on. For infinite points, infinite number of points, we are having sin x equals to 0. And each of these points are the solutions of sin x equals to 0. Now you can recognize a pattern here. See, it is 0, then pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, then 4 pi, and so on. So these are the multiples of pi, integer multiples of pi. So we can directly write them here. So we can say that for sin x equals to 0, we will get the solutions like this. X is equals to n pi, where n belongs to z. So these are all the solutions for sin x equals to 0. Okay. So from the graph we can easily see it. And also if you draw the circular definition, that means using the unit circle, there also we have seen that sin x is 0 on the horizontal line. First it will be 0 at 0 radian, then it is 0 at pi radian, again it will be 0 at 2 pi radian, again it will be 0 at 3 pi radian, and so on. And if you rotate counterclockwise, then also it is 0, then minus pi, because counterclockwise we will consider minus and negative angles. So from 0 counterclockwise, at this point it will be minus pi, then again at this point it will be minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, minus 4 pi, and so on. So on the horizontal line it will be all the multiples of pi. So these are the solutions for sin x equals to 0. So in the same way, if we are looking for the solutions of cos x is equal to 0, we can do the same thing. For the equation cos x equal to 0, we will just have to draw the graph of cos x, and then we have to look for the x-intercepts. So the graph of cos x will start from the y-axis, then it will be something like this. So you can easily see these are the points of intersection will be there. So at each of the point of intersection we will be having a solution. So let us see properly what is the graph of cos x. You see here, if I remove the graph of sin x and activate the graph of cos x, this will be the picture. And you see, these are the points of intersection with the x-axis. Here at this point, the first point here is pi by 2 comma 0, that means x equals to pi by 2, x equals to 3 pi by 2, x equals to 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, and so on. And also the negative side, minus pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 5 by 2, 5 pi by 2, and so on. So clearly you can realize that again there is a pattern, and the pattern is something like pi by 2, then 3 pi by 2, then 5 pi by 2, then 7 pi by 2. So these are all the odd multiples of pi by 2. And also in the negative side, minus pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 5 pi by 2, and so on. So these are all the odd multiples of pi by 2. So let us see in the graph. So here we can write that cos x equals to 0 will give you all the odd multiples of pi by 2, that we can write like this: 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n is an integer. So in this way we can find the solutions for cos x equals to 0. Now you see, if we are looking for the solutions of tan x equals to 0, what we will do? Just the same thing we are doing here. We have to draw the graph of tan x, and from that we can find the points of intersection on x-axis. Now another thing you see, tan x can be written as sin x by cos x, and if you take cos x in the right hand side by multiplying, by cross multiplying, you will get only sin x equal to 0. Because remember, whenever sin x is becoming 0, cos will not be 0 there. If you draw the circle, the unit circle, then you remember that sin is becoming 0 on the horizontal line and cos is becoming 0 on the vertical line. So on this line cos x is equal to 0, on this line sin x equal to 0. So they are completely different. So whenever sin x will be equal to 0, cos x will be not equals to 0. So easily we can take cos in the right hand side and multiply with 0. There will be no problem. So ultimately we are having sin x. So tan x equals to 0 and sin x equal to 0, both are having the same set of solutions, because these equations are ultimately equivalent. Wherever sin x is becoming 0, then only tan x is also 0. So we can easily write that x is equal to n pi is also the solutions of tan x equals to 0, where n is an integer. So let us see now whether it is true from the graph. So we are now showing the graph of tan x and sin x. So you can clearly see at each of the point of intersection with the x-axis, both the graph of sin x and the graph of tan x are intersecting at only these points. So this is the point 0, then pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, then 4 pi, and on the negative side this is minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, and so on. So this is clear, I think, from this picture, from this graph, that the solutions of sin x is equal to 0 are the same set of solution for tan x equal to 0. So these are the three basic solutions, you can say the solutions of the three basic trigonometric equations, and with the help of these three we can solve the other equations. Okay, so let us sum up here. The first one we have got is the solutions for sin x is equal to 0, and we have seen that the solutions are x is equals to n pi, where n belongs to z. Similarly, the second one is the solutions for cos x is equal to 0, and we have seen that the solutions are x is equals to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, n belongs to z. Third one, tan x is equals to 0, and clearly the solutions are the same set of solutions for sin x equals to 0, so we can write these three solutions. Okay, so the next type of equations are these. The next type is sin x equal to some constant. So for this kind of equation there is a restriction, because sin x is equals to c is not valid for all the real numbers c. Obviously here we are saying c is a real number, but you remember that the range of sin is -1 to 1. That means we are having this inequality, -1 less or equals to sin x less or equals to 1. So whatever values we are taking here for sin x, that must be within this range. Sometimes we write this in equation like this: mod of sin x is less or equals to 1. So if this equation is valid, then we should have mod of c less or equals to 1. So with this condition the equation is valid. So now the question is how to solve this equation. Now you see, as we have already seen, if you draw the unit circle here, oh, my drawing is day by day becoming better. So if you are taking the unit circle here, then for the point C, we know already that it is the unit circle and these points will be 1 and -1. So for the value C, this must be somewhere on the circle. Say at this point we are taking the value C. So depending on this C, we can join it with the origin and we can get some angle here, theta. And for this angle, if you draw the perpendicular here, then that perpendicular is giving you the value of sin theta. So we can say that for every such value of C, or obeying this condition, we can find some theta for that, such that sin theta is equals to C. So basically, we can, let me write it here, we can find a theta belongs to R such that sin theta is equal to C. So remember, actually this condition is the main one. If this is true, then we can find a theta. So that we can write the equation in this form: sin x is equals to sin theta. Now sin x is equal to sin theta is very easy to solve, because we can take sin theta in the left hand side, we can write this, and now it is in the form of sin C minus sin D. So we can easily write the formula 2 sine, okay, sorry, the formula is 2 cos C plus D by 2 sine C minus D by 2. So from here we can write the factors separately. This will be equals to 0 or this will be equal to 0. Now we have already seen the sum up here, that if sin x is equal to 0 we can write x equals to n pi, and when cos x equals to 0 we can write x equals to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So for this one, at this line we can write that x plus theta by 2 is equals to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, and for this one we can write x minus theta by 2 is equals to n pi, where n is an integer. So this 2 can be cancelled out and we can write x as 2n plus 1 into pi minus theta, or here we can write x is equal to 2n pi plus theta, where n is an integer. Now see, whenever we are taking the odd multiple of pi, here is a minus sign, and when we are taking the even multiple of pi, there is a plus sign. So the way to combine these two formulas, these two solutions is this. We can write it like k pi plus minus 1 to the power k into theta, where k is an integer. Now when you will take k is equals to 2n, that means it is the even, sorry, let me write it properly, then you will get the solution as x equals to 2n pi plus theta, because when you are taking minus 1 to the power some even, then it will be 2n pi plus theta. And in the same way, when you are taking k to be odd, when you are taking k to be odd, that means some 2n plus 1, that means it is an odd, then you are getting the solution as 2n plus 1 into pi minus 1 to the power 2n plus 1, that is minus 1 to the power some odd, that means it is minus theta. So for these two solutions here, we can combine it like this. This is the thing. So this will be considered as the solution for sin x equal to c, that kind of equations. Just following the same way, we can find the solutions for cos x equals to c also. So let us consider the equation cos x is equal to some constant. So in the same way, here also we are having the same restriction that mod c will be less or equals to 1. And if this criteria is satisfied, then we can write, if we can find if theta belongs to r in the same way such that c is equal to cos theta. So easily we can write cos x is equal to cos theta, and from that we can take it in the same side, and from that we can write we can apply the formula like this: minus 2 sine c plus d by 2 sine c minus d by 2 is equals to 0. Again we are having two factors, so from that, by taking the factors separately, we can write this one is 0, or x minus theta by 2, sorry, sine of this x minus theta by 2 is equal to 0. Now again it is in the form sine x is equal to 0, so we can write this angle is equal to n pi, or here that x minus theta by 2 is equals to n pi. So if you see carefully, we can write x is equal to 2n pi minus theta here, or you can write in this case it is 2n pi plus theta. That means combining these two, we can write x is equals to 2n pi plus minus theta, where n is an integer. So this will stand for the solution of the equation cos x is equal to c, where c is a real number satisfying mod c less or equals to 1. So I think this is clear to everyone. In the same way, we can find the solutions of tan x equals to c also. So let us consider the equation tan x is equal to c. Now for tan x is equal to c, what we will do? We will do the same thing. We can, but here you remember that for since the graph of tan is covering the whole y-axis, we can, for every value of c, we can find some angle theta for which tan theta will be is equal to c. Actually, the more concrete reason for this is that the function tan is onto. That means wherever you take the value c on the real line or on the y-axis, you can say it is the codomain of tan. So wherever you are taking the real number c, for that you can find some theta. We can find some theta belonging to r such that this tan theta will be equal to c. That means we can write tan x is equal to tan theta, and if you are able to write tan x equal to tan theta, you just convert it into sine and cos, and you will be able to write it like this: sin x by cos x is equal to sin theta by cos theta. So you can write it as sin x cos theta is equal to cos x sin theta. That means you can see it clearly. It is sin x cos theta minus cos x sin theta is equal to 0. That means it is sin of x minus theta is equal to 0. That means it is x minus theta is equals to n pi. So from this one we can write x is equal to n pi. Just a minute. We can write x is equals to n pi plus theta, where n is an integer. So these are the three basic type of trigonometrical equations that we are having. Now there is another type of equation. Let us come to that. Now this one is of the form a cos x plus b sin x plus c is equal to 0. Now what is the way to solve this kind of equations? The way is to write a cos x plus b sin x as a single function of sine or cos. We want to write it like r cos of some x plus alpha or some r sine of x plus alpha. Any one of the thing. So how we can write that? For that, you always remember, whenever you are having two values a and b, you can create a point on the two-dimensional plane, and if you plot such a point on the two-dimensional plane, what you will get? You will get a circle here. So this point is AB. You can join it with the origin and you can get a circle with the radius Say this point is P. So you can get a circle with the radius OP. And on that circle, you can easily write x is equal to a cos theta and y is equal to, sorry. So on that circle you can write, say this angle is theta and this length is r. So you can easily write this is A, this is B. So A can be written as r cos theta and B can be written as r sin theta. So if you put these values here in this equation, you can write it as r cos x sin theta plus, for B you can write r sin x cos theta plus C is equal to 0. And now you see we can write it as r into sin x cos theta plus cos x sin theta, which is ultimately becoming r sin of x plus theta plus C is equal to 0. Now see, it is in the standard form. We can write it like x plus theta is equal to minus C by r. So what is r here? You can see here these equations, and if you take the squaring, if you do the squaring and adding here, you will get a square plus b square is equal to r square. So r is nothing but square root of a square plus b square. See, it is a length, we cannot take it as negative, so r will be only positive of a square plus b square. So if we write it here, this will be the expression. And in this case, just as the previous equation we have done for sin x equals to sin theta, from that we can see here, and the restriction will be here that mod of c by root over of a square plus b square must be less or equals to 1, so that this equation is a valid equation. So we can write it like this also, mod c less or equals to root over of a square plus b square. Since root over of a square plus b square is always a positive quantity, so you don't need to give the modulus on this root over of a square plus b square, you can just give the modulus on c. So mod c less or equals to root over of a square plus b square is the condition that this equation is a valid equation. That means this equation is a valid equation. Now if this condition is true, then again we can write this part as a sine value. So we can say that we can find some angle alpha belongs to r such that this minus c by root over of a square plus b square will be equal to sine alpha. And if we can find such an alpha, we can easily write this equation. We can easily write the equation sine of x plus theta is equal to sine alpha. Now when this is true, by the previous equations we can say that x plus theta will be k pi plus minus 1 to the power k into alpha. That means x will be is equal to k pi plus minus 1 to the power k into alpha minus theta. Now in this kind of problems, usually the value of theta and alpha will be known because the values of a, b and c will be known. So from that we can put the values here for alpha and beta, alpha and theta, and easily we can get the solutions. So this is the theoretical part of the trigonometric equations. These are the important types of trigonometric equations. Using these we can solve the problems. So in a separate video I will show some problems, I will discuss about some important problems. Hope you have understood everything here. So thanks for watching.